Okay, fantastic. So let's take a look at your task one. We've got the maps here. Great. The two maps show the before and after development of the island relatively. Overall, there are the significant changes after construction at map 2 when comparing with map 1. All right, so a few things here. Number one, this overview really tells me very little. I mean, obviously there are changes, otherwise you would not have compared them. So this is not enough for an overview, okay? That's the first thing. Then I felt like some of the language was a little awkward, so let's try it again. The two maps show an island before and after development, period. Overall, the second map shows how the island was utilized for tourism purposes. Okay, so that's what you could have done. Looking at map 1, we can see that none of the buildings and facilities on the island, no, the grammar is wrong here, okay? So, looking at map 1, we can see that there are no buildings or facilities on the island besides the beach located at the west of the island. Okay, that's not really a building or a facility, that's just a naturally occurring thing. So maybe you could have changed that around a little bit. You could have just said, we can see that there are no buildings or facilities on the island, period. The land was vacant, or still vacant, or not just still, the land was vacant and only a few trees. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. A few trees may be scattered throughout the island, and then you can mention that there was a beach on the west end of the island. Okay, so that's how I would have done that. But I do like that you have an entire paragraph for this before picture. That's right, and that's exactly what you need to do. Okay, all right. Look for map 2. We can clearly see that there are more buildings and recreational facilities than before. In map 1. There are some accommodation buildings located in two areas. First area is the west near the beach, while the second area is in the east, or in the eastern section near the lake, not where. There are three main buildings in the middle of the island, or even better, could have been in the center, maybe? Yeah, it's fine, I suppose. Surrounding these buildings, there are some footpaths, S, and vehicle tracks, S, because you say some, so it has to be plural. For regarding, not for, regarding the vehicle tracks, is it just one? If it's just one, then it should be regarding the vehicle track. Debatable. All right, let's see. So, regarding the vehicle track, it connects, not it connects the other buildings and goes south to the pier. Grammar. Regarding the footpath, it surrounds the accommodations S in the east and the west, comma, crossing the accommodation, and this is really awkward for me. I'm having a hard time. Regarding the footpath, how about it? Yeah, it feels kind of redundant. I don't even think you need to say all of this. Let's see what the footpaths do. The footpaths run between the accommodation, the three facilities, and the three facilities in the center of the island. I mean, that's what they do. Okay, and I think they also go to the beach and eventually lead to the beach. You could have said that. Okay. Moreover, there is a lake. Well, can you tell me more about that? Moreover, a man-made lake was constructed in the east, and a pier was added at the south of the island. So I'm seeing a lot of grammar problems. You've gotten the right point. So as far as task achievement is concerned, I think you got a handle on what you needed to include, but there are a lot of grammatical and vocabulary mistakes here, and those are gonna create an issue for you in terms of your score. Okay. Let's take a look at your task 2. This is green energy. Great. Discuss with views. In the modern world, the use of renewable energy is more popular than in the past. Some believe, no S, using more green energy can save our government funding and protect our environment, while others think it poses it doesn't pose an energy crisis. It poses energy issues, or it could create an energy crisis. That would have been more appropriate here. Poses an energy crisis do not work. Personally, I believe no. Personally, I believe that it has a positive impact. This essay will discuss both sides and use examples where your essays to demonstrate my opinion. Fine. On the one hand, using wind and solar sources to generate energy can significantly improve our environment. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, using the cleaner energy such as wind and solar power, you should have said here, releases less harmful gases than using coal and fuel. Good. For example, U.S. Environmental Protection Agency shows that coal emits 2.5 pounds of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hours, while with solar. Okay? Secondly, less harmful gases help improve the public health because people can breathe more fresh air. It is constructively clear. That's a strange word here, constructively. How about just therefore, it is clear that the government funding on healthcare would be reduced. All right. What are you supposed to talk about here? Reduce cost, better for the environment. So you're saying that because we'll be healthier, that it'll be better for the reducing cost. That's not really what they meant. I think they meant that because you don't have to mine something, that wind and solar and like water energy, they're just abundantly available and they're endless, at least as far as we know. So you don't have to mine, you don't have to like dig for wells or like, mine for coal. So these are very expensive ventures. So I think that's what they mean and not so much the healthcare. It's interesting that you took it to be like that, but they reduce costs. That's what they mean, like directly. You were talking about like a secondary benefit. It's fine, but I want you to understand what they were actually looking for here. On the other hand, some not held, but hold. Now they do it. On the other hand, some hold the opposite position that the renewable sources are more predictable. Just say are. This is largely because the wind and solar energy are heavily dependent on natural sources and surroundings. Consistent with this line of thinking is that the generator powered by the sufficient amount. What? I don't understand this. Consistent with this line of thinking is that the generator powered by the sufficient amount of wind and sunshine to keep them. All right, it's not a sentence, it's a fragment, and so it needs reworking. I wasn't clear. I had to read it 2 or 3 times, and I still don't understand what you're trying to say here. If there are not enough natural sources, we usually call them resources. It could lead to, it could lead to a disruption of service. That's a better expression here. For example, in this 1 million, what? 1 million of photovoltaic, I don't understand this. 1 million what? 1 million tons? 1 million homes? I'm so confused. Stopped, careful with your spelling, and just generate a few kilowatts of, no, kilowatt hours. There's what you want. A few kilowatt hours per day because of the lack of sunshine. Thus, it's possible to state that the unpredictable factors, no, grammar. Thus, it is possible to state that there are unpredictable factors which we need to consider, not concern. Grammar and vocabulary are consistently an issue here, okay? Fine. To conclude, I believe that introducing more green energy could have a positive impact on the environment. This is largely because we need good air quality, no A, to live in our environment and become healthier, which get rid of this. It's grammatically wrong and it doesn't help. You should have just stopped the sentence there. It is very important. It is a very important element to meet the sustainable development in the future. Not for, you need to say regarding. Regarding the security threat. Okay. I believe our government should examine possible alternatives to solve the energy security. Okay, fine. So as you can see here, my comments really focused on grammar and vocabulary. These are the things I want you to work on. I need you to revise some of these issues. I mentioned some grammatical terms, things that you're doing incorrectly. So I'd really like you to revise them on your own and kind of work towards improving this. It's the last essay in your pack. I really want to see more work from you. I think there's still a lot of work that we need to do in order to get you to a higher IELTS score. So take a look at the options in the email that will accompany this video, and let's see how we can continue working together. Okay? Best of luck to you.